Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another evening edition of the Grow Rich, Grow Happy Crypto Show. Guys, in this edition, we're going to be talking about Kaspa. Yes, Kaspa. But guys, I've dug up something that, I love the lurk, but this right here shows, and it pretty much solidifies what I'm always telling you guys on this channel, and that is success has its receipts. And I'm going to show you something, a gentleman that a lot of you might already know, but this person is really known in the Bitcoin community. And something he said and did just 1 year ago told me all I needed to know. But again, this is not for me. It's for a lot of you out there that are probably still on the fence about assets like Kaspa. But it's the importance of doing your research. But sometimes maybe you need a little nudge, and this is going to be the nudge you need for this great asset. Now, guys, is this your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy? I want to thank you, first off, for giving this channel an opportunity. I want to thank all the new subscribers. The community means the world to me, and I always try to bring you quality. And in doing that, we shine the light on those projects that is going to hopefully, and I don't like using the word hope, but anything can happen. But I shine the light on projects that are doing everything right. Projects that are going to make life better for humanity, digital assets, and everything in between. And it's going to take care of you and your family. Now, if this sounds like a channel for you, by all means, stay. Love the community. Smash that like button. Give me a sub. Hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these videos. And we're talking about Kaspa, guys. Although this does apply to all crypto, but for Kaspa is the reason that I got a cold storage wallet in the first place. I needed some place that I could safeguard my crypto so that if an exchange went down or something, I didn't have to worry about losing my precious crypto that I worked hard to get. And since then, Tangent has just checked all the boxes for me and this community. I have a 10% discount down below that if you do use it, just know it does go to support the channel and all of the things we do behind the scenes. Now, guys, we're going to kick this off with talking about Davinci Jeremie. Now, those of you who are not new to crypto, you know who this guy is. Notorious Bitcoin guy. He was actually an engineer, I believe, a software engineer, but also a YouTuber. But he told people about Bitcoin as far back as 2013, telling people that it was going to be the next coming. He kept telling people that. A lot of people didn't believe him. And bam, look where we are now. I don't even want to guess how much money this guy has for it made in Bitcoin. But success has receipts. So, of course, when people like that talk, others listen. When people like that say, hey, you might want to go buy this over here, a lot of people are like, oh my God, I want to be the next person to experience these gains. I hate it has to be like that. If people would just do a little research, back in 2013, I didn't even know what cryptocurrency was. If I was the person I am today, I would have amassed a ton of Bitcoin. But again, history does repeat itself, and I believe it is repeating itself with Kaspa. We're going to jump over here because I came across a gentleman over on X. Make sure you follow me on X at Mr. Foresight64. Make sure it has that blue check mark because I am being impersonated over there. But this guy, he dropped something, and he dropped something that was clever, and it's something from Davinci Jeremie, what he said about Kaspa. It's something he's doing with Kaspa. Now, this is a year old, but I guarantee he's still doing the same thing. And this gentleman, his name is Mitchell Lim. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But turns out he's a Bitcoin and Kaspa investor. So we're going to jump over here and we're going to check this out. So this is Davinci Jeremie. I might leave this down below for a lot of you. I know a lot of you are new to crypto, but success has receipts. You check this guy out. He also has an X page, but I want to jump over here because I want to show you this. So this right here is the guy, and I'm going to drop his information down below. I like to share some of my resources and different things because I believe it gives everyone a chance. This guy's out here making these X videos, and he seems passionate about Bitcoin and Kaspa. So yeah, I'm going to share it because I'm going to use his post. And this is it though, right here. Check this out, guys. This is Davinci Jeremie right here, the notorious Bitcoin guy. And check this out. He's considered a legend now, but check this out. Listen to this, guys. And I'm going to rewind this up. This is great. And this should get you guys pumped.
Bro, should I buy Kaspa for an 8-year hold? Yeah, I'm doing that. I don't know if you should, but I'm doing that. I am actually buying up Kaspa for a long-term hold, right? Let me just bring up Kaspa here. Okay, and you can see we're down a little bit, but yeah, if it gets below, if it drops below 15 cents, I'm a buyer. All right, yeah, so I'm buying and holding this for a long-term play. So I don't care if it goes down, right? I'm good with that, right? You can come back all the way back down to 5 cents. It doesn't really matter.
Listen to that.
I'm not buying for the short-term gains that you guys are always looking for. Okay. Right. I see the long-term valuation. Now, I don't agree with their development path. That's okay. It doesn't mean that the pro coin is bad or horrible or anything. It's just we don't agree with how I don't agree how they're developing it. Doesn't mean that they're completely wrong. We just have a disagreement on that, right? And that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with the fact that I'm disagreeing with it. I think that everything else is really good. The technology is good. Yeah, who knows? We're going to see this thing because it's first out the gate, right? And I think it will do extremely well. Others who copied their block DAG will probably do well as well.
Guys, you hear that? Now you hear that. There's a lot to unpack there, and we're going to unpack it. But before we unpack it, I want to jump over here.
Should I buy Kaspa?
Hold on.
Hold
on, guys. Before we unpack it, sorry about that. We're going to jump over here because I want to show you something. We're going to look at this price, guys. Now, that's just 1 year ago. 1 year ago, he was buying Kaspa, and it was at 16 cents way back then, right? Way back then, it was at 16 cents, and it's at 8 cents. Now, you heard what he also said, guys. Now, it's at 8 cents. It was at 16 cents. He said, if it gets below 15 cents, I am going to start buying. And I don't care if it drops down to 5 cents. I am going to continue buying. Why did he say that? He said that because Kaspa is one of those assets that he sees. And regardless how you feel about him, there's some questionable things he said about XRP and all of these assets. That's his business, even though he says he invests in XRP. But let's face it, the guy was right about Bitcoin. And in the world, unfortunately, in the world that we live in, especially in investments, people tend to listen to those who at least have struck it rich or hit the mark one time. And he's hit that with Bitcoin. So a lot of people are going to look to him. He has a lot of credibility, or maybe not credibility. He has a lot of knowledge when it comes to cryptocurrency. So for him to be buying up Kaspa, he said, notice this too. He says, I do not agree with the development and the direction that they're going in. But you notice he didn't say that because of that, I am not going to buy the asset, because he understands that the Kaspa asset is just that groundbreaking. And he said anybody who's using that block DAG technology, and we know there's other ones out there, they're going to be successful too. So what that tells you, the underlying technology that they're using is groundbreaking in itself, but Kaspa is the original, guys. And the fact that they are fair launch, this is the asset that a lot of people are snatching up because there's no manipulation going on. Although it's institutions and different things are trying to get their grubby little hands on it. But I think this says a lot about this asset. And those of us in the Kaspa community, we didn't need to hear that to understand that. I didn't even know that video even existed until today. So this is why you do your research. This is why you comb the internet, you comb X, and I found a new guy to follow. I got to shout him out again, Mitchell Liam. I'm following this guy now because that was a great find. That was a great find. And for some of you out there, and I know it's a lot of you in the crypto community that know who this guy is, Davinci, and maybe this will be it for you. I don't know, but don't just get it just because Davinci is buying it or because I am buying it. Maybe grab a little, continue to do research, and have your core underlying reasons for this is why I'm buying it. I've dropped little tip sheets in the past videos so you can look over and give it a once over and explain Kaspa or understand what it is and the problems that it is solving. But I had to bring that to you guys around this week out because I saw that and I was like, I have to share that with the community, guys. Those of you that are out there that love Kaspa, shout out to those of you that said because of my videos you actually have given Kaspa a chance. But make sure that you still, at the end of the day, you do your own research, because only your research and your conviction is going to keep you getting in these incredible assets like Kaspa while they're at these record prices of like 8 cents. And like I got to say, like Davinci Jeremy, and I've told you guys this in prior Kaspa videos, if it drops to 5 cents or 4 cents, back down to those levels where I began accumulating it, I'm just going to keep buying regardless on what direction that they decide to go in with it, because this asset is just out here. And trust me, it is an asset of the future. And you notice one other thing he says, I'm buying this up for like 8 years, for an 8-year long-term outlook. I'm not looking for these quick gains. That's why you diversify as well, because it is plays you want the quick gains out of. But for plays like Kaspa, you need that slow love. You need that, you don't want this to burn. You want it to simmer a little bit while you continue to dollar cost average in it and just get as many as you can of this asset. Again, this is not financial advice, but this is one that I wanted to bring you to around this week out. Guys, let me know down below if you're buying Kaspa, and let me know that seeing that Davinci is on board with Kaspa and has been for over a year. Just imagine how many Kaspa tokens this guy has accumulated. This guy has a lot of Bitcoin, guys. He warned us back then, so he warning us again with another asset. And we know how people are always comparing Kaspa to Bitcoin. Let me know what you think down below. To the next one, guys. Have a great weekend. I'm out.